Cunning Worker Productions. Shout out to you, man. Cunning Worker Productions 706 is the name of the channel of the man that donated $100 to me through Super Thanks the other day. I appreciate you, man. Doing stuff like this and talking like this through this YouTube channel and just trying to spread positive messages, period. It get real tiresome, man. It gets to the point I'll be like, I just want to delete every video on my channel, forget everything, forget everybody, because ain't nobody listening. Don't nobody really care for real. And like I said, I just want to say I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And I wish we would do stuff like that more often for each other. And I was even bringing that up to a friend of mine. I was like, man, now you see that? Because I thought you was white. I don't know. I still don't know what you is. I think I saw that you was black when I went to your profile, but I was like, see, white people will support you before your own kind do. And I remember when I wrote a book, right? I wrote this book, and for years, nobody black bought it. I had to give it away for free. And it wasn't until I promoted the book amongst a group of white people that they started to buy the book. And I just said all that to say this right here, man. We need to really invest in the things that will push us forward as a group of people. We need to invest in things that are good, because it's like, as black people, we only invest in death. We only invest in failure. And I'm starting to realize that. And I'm so glad that it's people like the guy that sent me, the money through Super Thanks. I'm glad it's people like him, but in the black community, we don't have that many people like him. And that's a problem. That's a real big problem, man. And it's a big problem because when you look at other races, they help each other. They help lift each other up out of anything and everything. A lot of people will be like, nah, that's not true. Look, they got poor whites everywhere. Bro, I sit back and I pay attention to what poor white people got going on. And I don't even understand how they still poor, how much they help each other. They will help each other in a quick flash. I don't know what it is. It's poor money management, or they staying poor on purpose. I don't know what it is, but they still have these systems of helping each other in a lot of ways. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of bad people out there, white and black, that just dedicate themselves to destruction and failing. But when you have a whole race of people like black people in America, that overall everything they do is designed to create failure amongst themselves, that's a big problem. And we not pointing that out. We not looking at that and thinking, dang, it's something real sick going on. Every time you do point a finger at it, you got to make sure you give the blame to the white man. You got to make sure that you give the blame to some type of system outside of what you can control yourself. That way, nobody's going to put in no effort and no work to try to fix it. That way, everybody can go to sleep peacefully at night, knowing that they ain't got to lift a finger or go out, step outside of their comfort zone to try to create the world that they know they need to be creating, if that makes sense. And it just really got me thinking about my life and the lives of a lot of other young black people out here that was probably full of all types of hopes and dreams, then hit 18 and got kicked out. And I'm going to keep talking about it, man. I know people get tired of me talking about it, especially my family members. Got a text from my mother the other day talking about I'm lying. I guess they watch my channel and they see my videos talking about I'm lying and I need to change my heart, get the bitterness out my heart and all that. And so this is what I want to talk about, man. We fail each other. And that's the reason why we are so down bad and messed up the way we are today. It ain't the white man's fault. It ain't slavery. It ain't the devil. The devil probably didn't. The devil ain't got to do what he do to black people. We do it to each other. We done became our own devil. And so it ain't the system. It ain't the white man. It ain't capitalism. It ain't none of that. I promise y'all, if black people went out of their way to help each other the way they should and to love each other the way they should, all these other systems and capitalism and the racist white man and all that, it look like small problems compared to what we'll have going on in our lives. It'll look so small in comparison to all the great things that we'll accomplish. But because we give that power to it and willingly become failures just so we can prove that right, just so we can prove that, yeah, the white man created a system and it's keeping us all down, we're going to keep feeding our babies to that system. Like, look, see what it's doing? He's just breaking us down. Let's kick our kids out at 18. See, look, they ain't got no choice but to go to the white man. And look, now they working these jobs. The jobs is breaking them down. And there ain't nothing they can do. Duh, because you kicked them out. You was their last lifeline. Y'all could have built a foundation with each other. Y'all could have avoided all that pain and misery all them years. If only y'all stuck together, especially the parents. If only y'all rub the two little brain cells in your minds together and say, you know what? It don't make sense for me to send my black child to these white corporations and these Asian corporations to work for these people when I know these people ain't gonna do nothing but work their youth away. They gonna work their life away. Probably if they down the line, they're just gonna throw their body to the side and keep working them. Like, y'all don't understand how sad that is. I done worked a job where somebody passed out on the line, and while they called a medic to try to make sure the person wasn't dead or not, the boss came on the line, grabbed the feet, had somebody else grab the hands, pull the person to the side, and said, "What are y'all doing? Why y'all stop working?" And started the line back up. I went through that. I seen it. I have witnessed people, not witnessed it, but I know people that died working, black people that died working on the whites and on the Asians because they was being overworked and had to work overtime on top of that to try to afford to pay bills because they paying bills all on their own. And the economy is terrible. And it's like, bro, we set each other up for failure. We set each other up for death. We set each other up to live just the most mundane, disgusting, hellish existences just because we don't want to be the ones to have to toe that line and correct things for future generations. My folks, instead of telling me how I'm 30 years old now and I need to just be grown and handle my business, instead of them just owning up to the fact that, okay, yeah, that was wrong for us to kick you out, for you to go live in a trap house and miss out on all this opportunity and all the things that you wanted to do in life. You just missed out on that. They had to go straight to the workforce. They worked your health away for the past 7-8 years, and now you homeless. Then they had a mental breakdown. It's so much that going on. They don't want to take accountability for the fact that they did that. It wasn't no white man that directly did that. It was you. These same people that was telling us growing up, we all we got, and you gotta respect family and love family, turn around and put the biggest dagger in your back and meant for it to kill you. And that's what a lot of young black people are going through all across America today. All across America today. And it hurt me. It hurt me so bad because, like I said, they tell me, yeah, you 30 now. You grown. Well, you was telling me I was grown as soon as I turned 18 and kicked me out. I was grown then, even though then I look at 18-year-olds now. I look at 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds, and I'm like, y'all are babies. Y'all are babies, man. Y'all don't know much about the world. Only thing you can do at that age is go for what you think you know. And you more than likely gonna get shot down. You're gonna go through a lot of ups and downs until you get it right. And so it was only right for you to have a foundation during that time. You shouldn't have been so alone and off in the wilderness to the point where one little mess up, you can end up dead. One little mess up and you behind 10 years. That was wrong, man. And they knew what they was doing. But like I say, it hurt me so bad because growing up, I came from poverty, just like a lot of black people come from poverty. And my mother, she grew up in a children's home. And from there, she went to the projects. From there, she moved to the south side of my city. which was in the hood for real, but it was a big step up from the projects. And so I'm paying attention to all this. I'm looking at how hard my folks is working. You know, she got married to a man. I got a stepfather in my life. Well, I had a stepfather in my life who was, in my mind, focused on business and trying to take care of business. And I was thinking was a good role model when I was younger. But my mother, she was going to college. She was trying to do things with her life. And I'm like, man, if only they had better chances in life to actually have the funds freed up to go for what they want to do and go for what they know, they could have made it so much farther. And so I'm looking at what they doing for me, and especially, like I said, she moved from the projects to the south side of Selma, then from the south side of Selma to Montgomery, because we kept getting involved in too much, just dumb stuff in the streets. And so moved her to an even safer neighborhood. At least I'm thinking she doing it for us. Get there, still working for these people. I'm watching my mama work for these people. I'm thinking to myself, bro, I got to do something to change this. I have to do something to change this. And so I made up a plan in my mind. I was planning things. I stopped being in the streets because me being in the streets, I was realizing it was causing a lot of pain to my family, a lot of pain to my mother. So I did that. I did that. I did a lot of deep inner work that most people don't do until they did about 10, 20 years in jail. And so I did a lot of deep inner work at 14, 15 years old. Changed myself to become a better version of myself so I can be a better person for my people, for my family, so I can be of use to them. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, you know what? Instead of going to college, I was a smart kid, man. I took advanced classes in high school. I said, instead of going to college, even though what I wanted to do the most was to be around people my age and experience things and have fun, I said, instead of going to college, what I'm going to do is go start a business. What I'm going to do is go take up a trade because I need to be bringing money in right now. What's more important? My mother is going to work for these white people and they wearing her ass out. My stepfather is working for these white folks and they wearing his ass out. Like, he used to be full of more life when he was younger, when I was younger. Now it's like I could see that life and that spirit, that joy leave him. I'm seeing the same with my mother. I'm seeing that leave him. And so I'm like, nah, it ain't going out like that. The white man ain't just finna nah. As black people, we gotta have each other's backs. And me as the youngin in this family, they did what they had to do to bring me to this point. So I'm gonna do what I have to do to pick up the torch and carry it, you know? And so at that point, I told myself, just like Jesus said, let this cup pass for me. I had a choice. Pick yourself, pick you, and let that cup pass from you from having to hunker down, stack money, and try to create generational wealth for your family. Let that cup pass from you, man, and go have fun in life. I said, no, I choose my family. I choose love. I ain't finna let this cup pass from me. And so I skipped out on college. I was 18. I was planning on becoming an electrician. Boom, mama kicked me out, man. Kicked me out. Kicked me out. I ended up coming back at 21 just for a short period of time. I was like, you know what? Hopefully my mama see what happened to me. All the trauma that I just went through. I just lost my cousin. There was so much death and so much violence going on. She'll realize that was a big mistake. I need my son here so he can get his life together, knowing that he has been working so hard to get it together. Boom. I'm thinking, okay, she see that now. That was a big mistake. It was stupid. It was no point in kicking me out. All right. I go back to trying to build myself up, build my life up. I start back eating healthy because I was becoming a drunk after my cousin got killed. I started back eating healthy. I stopped dealing drugs. You know what I'm saying? I stopped selling guns because I was selling guns at the time. They took one of my guns. You know what I'm saying? And sold it. That's some crazy. Like, man, listen. I told myself at that time, okay, you got a second chance. This job is still wearing your mother out. Boom, I'm still going back to thinking about them, to thinking about the family and thinking about what I can do to serve the family, to serve us. I'm not thinking about myself. I could have told myself, then, man, forget that. Just stack up some money, get you an apartment by yourself, go find a chick, just excommunicate myself from the family and go on about my business. Nah, I chose to not let that cup pass from me. And I chose to stick in with family because I thought family was all we had. It's the only reason why I had to stay alive is for my family. Okay, 21. I told myself I was going to invest $30,000, 15K a piece into game stock, and the other one was AMC. I told myself that. I told myself I can see that going somewhere in the future. I told myself that at 21 years old. I told myself that by the time I stack up the money to put into it, I'll be around 23, going on 24. And around that time, things will probably start to pop off. That's what I told myself. And now that I look back at it, I feel like this was God talking to me. I feel like God was telling me this. Because fast forward to 23, going on 24 years old, AMC, go to the moon. GameStop, go to the moon. They shoot up. The stock shoot up. Around the time I was gonna buy it, the stock was going for like $1 and some, $2 and some. I was gonna put 15K each into both of them. By that time, I would have made a lot of money off that. A lot of money. And it happened within the time frame I told myself. But I was like, I just need my mother to let me stay with her and stack up this money just for 2 or 3 years. She see that me being out on my own and just kicking your kid out on their own, it don't work. She see how stupid that is, right? So of course she gonna give me this chance to get my money up. Plus seeing that I'm doing right, I started to get my credit right. I told my mama that my credit got to 680, and she looked me dead in my eyes and was like, "My credit ain't never been that high." I'm talking about look like she was looking like it's almost like she had a fake face on. When I told her that, the excitement left her face. The love drained her face. Like, nah, you can't be getting off like that. You need to be somewhere suffering and paying bills. I'm suffering and paying bills. Like she looked at me like I was the enemy, getting off on her. Like I'm not a child, I'm the enemy. And so after that, she kicked me out again. I couldn't stack that 30K. Fast forward 23, it shoot up. All I was dreaming of around that time was retiring my folks. Retiring my folks. Because I was thinking team player. We in this as a team, as black people. As family, we all we got. But they set me up to fail. And that's what that video was about the other day. They set me up to fail. I was set up to fail. None of my other family members could let me stay with them long enough to stack up. None of that. You had to go straight to that white man and work paycheck to paycheck. Can't stack nothing. It's like just like I wasn't gonna let that cup pass from me. When they got that cup, they said, "Oh no, white man, I need you to let this cup pass from me." And they gave that cup to their children. And this is what black people do. They don't take their cup and drink it. The cup of pain and suffering, so others won't have to go through pain and suffer. Other people that you love. Nah, they passing that cup. And they passing that cup to their children. And instead of going to God, they going to the white man. They telling the white man, take this cup from me. Make me comfortable. Make me comfortable and tell me what I got to do to make my life all about me. Be extremely selfish, and I'll do it. The white man told them, sacrifice your kids to this workforce. They 18. They grown now. They should be out here working. Give them to us. We need extra bodies. Don't worry, when they drop dead, we create something called life insurance. We're going to work them real good. Before they get to that point where they off the life insurance, they be about good and ready for that casket. And you can collect. They tell you, look, yeah, you're going to be living paycheck to paycheck, but you'll be comfortable. You can buy a house. You can get a nice apartment. Yeah, you'll spend most of your time here on this plantation, but you comfortable. Yeah, we'll let that cup pass from you. Give it to your kid. Mess up your future generations. And they did it. Because they was too weak to drink that cup. And still now I'm at a point where even I tried to do the right thing, man. I could have, man, ain't no telling what would have happened if everything would have went. Because like I said, I feel like it was God leading me to that. And the devil came in and took it. All because I trusted and had faith in my family, and I should have. I shouldn't have. But that's what black people do, man. They lead you to failure. That's what the problem is with our race. Instead of leading me towards winning and success, which would have been letting me stay and stack up money so I won't be going on 30 years old and out here homeless, looking for help because I done had mental breakdowns and I'm just messed up in life, tired of failure after failure, tired of living paycheck to paycheck. They know that was going to happen. They was just looking for you to be the same type of person that take that cup, go to the white man and be like, look, let this cup pass for me. Give it off to somebody else. Let me settle for this comfortability that you're giving me. And I will break down my family unit. I will break down everything that means anything to me as a black person for this comfort that you got to give me. That's what we as black people do all over the world. Not all over the world, but specifically right here in the United States. We do that to each other. But that's it for this video, man. I hope y'all got something in this video. Peace.